Probably,
I know, I wonder about that a lot of
eating
times.
meat. You know, there's the future shock theory that if you brought somebody from, like, you know, caveman times,
I know, I've
dropped them into the present, they would die.
Well, I've thought about this almost like, how would they die? Would it be a heart attack? Would it be like, you know, what is it?
They'd just probably trip over.
Just go like,
they'd probably fall off their Segway. Attraction City, because they have like food and water and stuff. A scarf, probably, you know, because a scarf, you can make it a scarf, you can make a sarong. Airhaven, because the view. Again, I think ultimately the Anti-Traction League, because they lived in the old-fashioned way. You know?
We could dial in these shutters so it would come through and the whole thing would go.
Tom has spent his entire life on London. He's got an admirable bravery that's kind of laying dormant. He's been dropped into this madness, the breath of vision that they brought to Lord of the Rings. They're going to bring the same to Mortal Engines. Part of this story is Hester.
Into a situation where they have to rely on each other to survive.
We had the chance to open the imagination of this thing. I'm going to be as amazed by this movie as the audience are.
sure you want to do this?
Hello, my name is Tom Natsworthy. We're here in the British Museum of Ancient Tech. London is a gigantic traction city, like all settlements, rolling around, hunting for prey. And this is the Museum of Ancient Tech on London, where I work.
It took 1,000 years, but Nicholas Quirk, the father of modern London, brought the city up from the ashes and into the traction era. And tractionism has evolved, with London growing stronger and faster with each passing centuries. Cities ingested by London are not lost, but woven into a much larger human tapestry.
Citizens of Saltsagen, bring only your...
Take in the streets of London, enjoy a meal, have a pint, do some shopping, or take a ride on the cupola and see the many levels of our great city.
Mind the drop.
Peruse our halls of natural history, ancient technology, and more. We must preserve the past so that we don't repeat it. London is your home now. Make it just that.
Old tech is to be deposited in the...
Move through London at your own pace, but do keep moving. Remember, movement is life.
Enjoy, have a look round, have a gander. Don't go over there. Do not go over there, because those artifacts are prohibited and they're not for your eyes, okay? Good. Behave yourselves. Good luck.
It's about a young woman called Hester Shaw who attempts to exact vengeance on the man who murdered her mother and scarred up her face. And it's about the sort of foiling of her vengeance plot by a young upstart from London called Tom Natsworthy, who I play. And then it sort of becomes about this sort of great global war that's going on between two opposing ideologues, you know, and it's about these two characters who have only each other at the center of the story and have to kind of become these sort of key characters in this great war and sort of shift the direction of history. As he's been dropped into this madness, this darkness, this place where it's kill or be killed, and he's completely naive to it, and the only reason he survives is because he's with Hester Shaw. And so there's this weird sort of dynamic shift where it goes from him believing that she's this evil terrorist, this mad, feral woman, to suddenly she's his only lifeline in the hunting ground while they're being hunted by cannibals. And so he goes through this baptism by fire and sort of has to quickly learn. Hera has a great intensity, I think. She's of that sort of Scandinavian stable where she can do so little and make it so incredibly impactful and powerful and emotional. And there's just, it's because it's coming from a deeply internal place, you know, it's she's great because, you know, it's not an easy role, I think, for an actor to pull off, because Hester had to be lovable, ruthless, feral, wild, you know, kind of tomboyish, I think, to some degree, but she brought such a vulnerability to the film that even when she's attempting to assassinate Valentine, there's no doubt in your mind that she's this sweet character. She's this human character. She's not this sort of murderous psycho, which is, you know, it's not easy to do. It really isn't easy to do. And I think she very quietly steals the movie. She really does. Anna Fang is she's the figurehead of the anti-tractionists. She's the worst, most dangerous one. And there's a huge reward on her head. There's a huge price on her head. And then he encounters her. But instead of, you know, murdering him for being a Londoner, she saves his life, and she saves Hester's life. And it's all part of Tom's education and his sort of his revelation that the way that he's been living, the way that he's been told that life is a complete lie.